Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Had an idea that you were very passionate about and wanted to share it with the world? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions too. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do I make money on my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Anchor's been really easy to use. I can create, edit, and distribute my podcast seamlessly. The experience has been great, and I can't believe I waited this long to start a podcast. So if you always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. Can't wait to hear your podcast. What is up, podcast peeps? This is the 228 podcast. My name's Patrick, and I came prepared. Yay! Man, I hate that I missed yesterday's podcast. I had to shoot a quick one today, and now we're back on schedule, back on track, and we're going to start out with a little bit of an analogy. So, if you know anything about American football, you know that the game is about yards and inches. And you know that each team gets 4 tries to make a first down, to get a new set of downs. Usually, the team with the most first downs scores a touchdown. The more touchdowns you make, the higher possibility that you win the game. But we're going to go back before we even get on the field and kick off the field, kick a field, start a game with a kickoff. We're going to go before that. We're going to go to the off season. See, there's 2 seasons of football. There's the season and then there's off season. And usually by the time 4th of July rolls around, everybody has to report to training camp. But during the off season is where you train, you get your endurance, you get your strength, you do the reps, you work out, you run your laps, run your miles, run the hills, you sweat. All this time before the season starts, before you get on the field and play. But while you're in the off season, you don't get to see those successes. You don't get to see all those first downs, all those inches, all those yards. You don't get to see none of that happening until you get the chance or the opportunity to run that play, to gain those extra yards, to try to get first downs, to try to score the touchdown, to win the game. Before all that happens, you have to do the work to get you to that spot. And sometimes when you're doing that work, it seems like you're not getting anywhere. You're taking the reps, you're working hard, you're pushing that last set out, you're running that last mile, you're running that last lap, you're running that last sprint, and it doesn't seem to bring on the success that you're looking for, what you need. So during the whole process, you have to be patient. And I'm not just talking about patience like, hey, you'll get there. I'm talking about aggressive patience. You have to be aggressive in your play and your practice. You have to be aggressive with your laps. You have to be aggressive with your sets. Because when the time comes to be ready to play on the field, you're going to be ready. Even though you can't see past, or you can't see that you're taking steps forward to get to game time, you still have to be aggressive. And that's where aggressive patience comes in. Taking one step at a time to attain a goal, even though you don't see results. You have to be patient. You have to work. You have to learn the trade. You have to do the sets. You have to do the reps. You have to, do the practices that get you to that point. Even though you don't see the success that's ahead of you, doing those extra laps, that extra sets, lifting that extra weight, counts toward the end goal. So where I'm going with this is 228 started out as an Amazon FBA business. I purchased some things off Retail Arbitrage and sent them to Amazon to sell for more money. Well, I've had some setbacks and I've had some stuff returned, but now that money's coming back to me, and that will enable me to build the website. And it's not in the time frame that I really want it to be at, but it's coming anyway. So I'm going to be prepared to build the website, put it all together, and get it posted up. So the end goal is still there. I just didn't see it at the time, and I wasn't patient enough. But as things started to unravel and things started to sell from the work that I did beforehand, I'll be able to have the site up and ready. Not exactly when I had it planned. I got the hiccups. Oh my. I'll have the website not as early as I planned it to be, but the website will be up before the end of January, because I've done some legwork. I've done some retail arbitrage to set myself up to get this done. So even though you may be working your butt off, you may be, learning the trade or doing, taking the steps forward to get to that goal, you have to be patient. You have to be aggressive. You have to be learning. You have to be moving. And you might have to take a step sideways. You might have to take a step back, but that's going to be more steps forward for you in the future. Just like taking those extra reps in the gym, just like running that extra sprint, just like making sure that you know your technique and you know what you're doing, so when your time comes, you'll be ready for that moment without a shadow of a doubt. This FBA business, that money's coming back to me now. It's a little bit more money than I originally invested, and that's great. And that'll get the website up. So be patient, but keep moving forward. Keep reading, keep growing, keep jabbing at it, because whenever you're able to land that right hook, it's going to be so sweet. And I'm so excited that I'm going to have this website up. at the end of January. It's not even funny. Or before the end of January, actually. So I'm looking forward to that. Keep working. Be patient. The results will come. And I'll let you guys know when everything's up and running. I'll start changing the handles in the show notes. And I'm excited for you guys to see it. So thank you very much for listening. I'll talk to you guys later.